This Could Get Dicey is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast about dudes being bros. What adventures will they get into? Only time will tell. Like the name suggests, this podcast could get dicey. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, and welcome to This Could Get Dicey, a D&D podcast where a group of buds get to unwind from their 9-to-5s and step into the world of Drew Gala. My name is Destiny Nieto, I play Loomis Bjorn, and before things get a little too dicey, I'd just like to say it's a beautiful day to finally find your video game.
And Destiny, why don't you tell us what video game that is?
It's college football.
25. It's in the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's back.
It's back. It's here.
So
I'm
over a decade.
back. We're so back.
good at it.
I can confirm. Destiny's third eye was open. She was nailing passes.
Have you made a character yet, Destiny?
I haven't made a character yet. Again, I'm definitely riding the high of being good at it this past weekend. I'm scared it might be a fluke, but I'm hoping it's not.
If you never play again, you'll never know.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Go out on top.
But it is really fun.
Let's go around and give a brief synopsis of our characters, what school you play for, how you doing. It's a beautiful day to embody Chunk Tuggers.
Such a good name.
He is not very tall. He is very husky, but he is so fast. He started as a freshman at Marshall University. Go Herd. Was first string immediately, absolutely dominated his freshman year, 1,900 yards, All-American, freshman All-American, we beat North Texas in some bowl. I got a little bit too big in my britches, decided to transfer over to USC to transfer to the big leagues. They knocked me down to third string, but don't worry, I've already climbed the ranks.
Yes, baby, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got it back.
Question, what star recruit were you?
What star recruit? What do you mean?
Like when you first
star.
make your character, there's like a 2, 3, or 4 or 5 star option.
You basically determine your own self-worth.
Okay, I wasn't underdog. I was the one before, like the one right after.
Okay,
underdog.
like
I didn't want to be
3-star.
right at the bottom,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be like there's some potential here.
Yeah.
Like Alabama, like no other. Like I was surprised that USC even wanted me. It was USC and Nebraska that I had to choose between. But California dreaming, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I want to transfer to Texas, obviously, but college it goes by so fast. You know,
You only have 30 years. Oh, Chunk. What is it? Chunk Tuggers.
Chunk Tuggers.
Sorry, running back.
He wears his uniform halfway up so you can see his tummy all the time.
Absolutely.
I was wondering.
Absolutely. I thought about doing it, but I figured everyone was doing it. Hi, I'm Kenny Chilton, and I play Emil Mazak, and it's a beautiful day to play Daddy Big Show. He is a quarterback. He was drafted to or signed rather with Oregon State. Go Beavers. Had a great first season. Lost his first game and then never lost another one. Freshman All-American, all this kind of stuff. Great season. Made it to the college football playoffs. Won the first round. Lost the second round by a single touchdown. So good. Such a good season.
Ooh, to who?
To the eventual champions, Georgia. So, good season. And then we, Daddy Big Show decided needed a bigger school, transferred to the one and only Louisiana State University, LSU.
Dang.
In a starting role. Starter
my God.
at LSU, having a great season. We're halfway through that season, but I have to tell you, I committed an atrocity last night. It was 2:00 in the morning. I had been playing for like 4 or 5 hours. It was really late. And I was about to play like my big rivalry game of the season against A&M.
No. At 2 a.m.?
Yeah. And I accidentally simulated the game instead of playing it.
No.
And we lost.
No.
And I tried to super fast quit the game, but it didn't work. We lost that game. So other than that, I'm having a perfect season. But that, that's a mental error. That's my fault. I took a risk.
Yeah.
You know how in the game they're like, hey, come out and party with us the night before a game.
Yes.
And it's like you have two choices. Say no, or this is a big risk. Do you want to do it? I took a big risk and I failed.
I always wish that, like, obviously the RPG, like, life sim element of EA Sports games are I imagine for most fans of this game, at the very bottom of, like, what interests them.
I want it to be higher.
Dude, if they could make a Persona-style Japanese life sim, but, like, it was half football, half, like,
you have to go talk
college.
to, like, all, like, you didn't talk to your offensive tackle this week, so he's letting you get sacked every single play.
I would, you
I
could
would
fall in
love
love.
that.
Oh,
that's so
You
good.
can fall in love.
I got this great text from a person who was like, hey, do you want to come out with me? I know you have curfew or whatever. And there was 3 options. It was like, say no, respond like calmly, or you can respond enthusiastically. And so I responded enthusiastically, and my guy sent like 4 texts that were so thirsty. Like, it was like, oh my God, I'm waiting for this text. Can't wait to go out with you. What should I, all this crazy stuff. And then I got one of those notifications, when you have like a big achievement, and it just said, you got blocked.
no.
This game is so fucking savage.
That's so rude. You were excited. You're the star quarterback at LSU.
But thankfully, there was no penalty. I didn't get penalized. My GPA didn't go down or anything.
They
I
just
got
called you a
blocked.
loser.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, hello. My name's Becky Schmader. I'm the game master for This Could Get Dicey, and it's a beautiful day to embody Big Chug, QB1 at Northwestern University.
Go, what's their mascot?
Wildcats, baby.
Wildcats.
I probably know their damn song in my fucking head right now, because it's just like, because we be scoring all day, so we be hearing that band all the time. Let's see, Big Chug's story started, was a 3-star recruit, signed first with Northwestern as QB3, fought their way up to QB1 right at the end of the season. So I got to do like the last 2 games of our very terrible season. And I fucking crushed those last 2 games. I mean, like, blowout victories, 70-point games, no problem. And so I was like, I killed it. I'm for sure going to be QB1 next season for my sophomore year, because like I just embarrassed our other quarterbacks, basically. Sophomore year comes around. I'm like ready. I checked the portal to be like, maybe I should go sign somewhere else, but I'm like, no, I'm committed to Northwestern. I'm taking us to the finals. Like, this is my team. Game 1 starts. There's 2 new quarterbacks on the team that are a junior and a senior, and they're above me on the roster.
Really?
No.
And I was like, excuse me?
Oh my God. They did you so dirty.
They did me so dirty. But I immediately got QB1 again. No problem. The coach loves me.
They had to keep you on your toes.
He was like, just checking. Those guys suck. Anyways, so back to QB1. We've been crushing it. We're ranked 3rd right now. I just beat Ohio State at the Big Ten championships. We're on to the college playoffs, college final playoffs. It's looking good for Big Chug. And I think we're just going to ride Northwestern all 4 years. I think we're going to see what that's like.
That's awesome.
I know. I see myself making lots of different characters.
Oh, I'm
and,
gonna
like,
so
different-
Is there like a limit?
I don't
No.
think
no
so.
limit. I'm a little worried about what
It's
happens
football,
at the
no
end of
limit.
my 4th year. Do I have
So
to just say
apparently-
goodbye?
You can actually, if you were to buy Madden, you can take them into Madden, and then you can continue into the
Oh,
players.
no.
It's a wrap, baby.
Uh-oh. Sorry, wallet.
I'll say that as like a running back, oftentimes my least favorite fucking thing about the game is that it'll like simulate it and then it'll put me in a play where like the running back does nothing. Like they'll put me in pass plays, but you have an option to pick like a different play if you don't like what the coach picked, and you only have like so many options. They give you like 25, which is like that's a lot of plays. But one of the plays it always picks is this like mountain pass play where they like I run to the sideline and the quarterback like throws me the ball for me to make a throw.
Yeah.
I never do, but for some reason, the corners, when they throw the ball at me, they don't like rush me to tackle. They just kind of like look and wait because they think I'm gonna throw, and then I just beast it. And it's like my little hack I found that I'm just like always like an easy fucking 30-yard gain every time I play.
I forgot. Big Chug is 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, no arm mass. Biggest jaw you've ever seen in your life.
Same, dude.
Yes.
No middle sliders.
No middle
sliders. Mine are either all max or rear max. The butt is all the way up.
I will say, I be chucking those passes. Like, the coach keeps wanting me to do these, like, do the curl passes where it's like, let's just get some little games. And I'm like, where's my fucking slot? Where's the go pass?
I hot route my square receiver every single play.
Square.
Go all the way down the field.
I got myself, the running back, and our square receiver, if you will.
Square guy.
The square guy on the Heisman short list for our season. Our H-back one.
I keep going on and off the Heisman list because I also throw a lot of interceptions because of this strategy. So I'll throw like 8 touchdowns in a game, but I also throw 4 picks in a game. So I keep going on and off the Heisman list, like back and forth.
I don't throw picks. I don't know. I threw like one, I think, like 2 games ago.
Isn't it
but
awful?
Like for I think like 3,000 past season yards, 1 interception's not bad.
They make you feel so bad about it because time freezes. And it's just like, you're just like staring at this guy who just robbed your fucking ball from your team. But my guy does hit really hard because he's also like 300 pounds. So I can like just run into them and use the hit stick. And sometimes they fumble it.
Good to know.
Like, even though by the end of my freshman year, I had 1,900 rushing yards. Like,
that's so much.
Just blew every record out of the water. Every time I score a rushing touchdown for like, it could be a 60-yard rush, the announcers were like, well, that wasn't the fastest rushing touchdown we've ever seen. He's definitely not as fast as he could be. And I'm like, motherfucker, no, I have 1,900 yards. No one's catching me. They're so mean
They
to me.
don't give as much credit to like the quarterback as they're just like, way to go, receiver, for like getting over there. I'm just like, I just threw a 70-yard pass. What are you talking about?
For the 17th time, and it's
this
the
game,
second fucking
17th
quarter.
time this game. No, I don't know if I need to turn the difficulty up because it feels like as soon as anybody gets past like their secondary, it's like we're scoring. Like if we get,
it's great.
We're scoring a lot. Like every game's a 70-point game for me.
An audience, I know what you're saying. You're saying this is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, but NCAA,
surprise.
EA college football is a form of role play. Like I'm living out dreams that my dad had for me.
It's
honestly,
in a way, it's turn-based combat.
Yeah,
it's turn-based combat. That's
in a way.
I was also gonna say, surprise, we're throwing away Drew Gala, and we are instead. We're doing a football.
Going to Northwestern. Going to.
Okay, wait a second. Let us go on campaign 2.
Wait, actually,
we do like a football. Campaign 2, football.
Thing. Just think about football.
Football persona. We do a persona football.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Write it down. Someone write this down.
What would be Emil and Alice's positions?
Oh shit. I think Emil's probably like a scrappy little running back. Like a real skinny little running back.
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking either cheerleader or
I was thinking Alice is like a showy wide receiver.
Yeah, you got some flash.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll throw some tricks
Like
on
a Ocho
lot of trick
Cinco or
plays.
something.
Oh yeah.
What's Loomis?
I want to say with Loomis's high dex, he'd be QB. No one can touch him.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Very elusive.
Where'd he go?
And
Where'd
like
he
a
go?
scary QB that everyone's like, I don't want to mess with that guy.
Exactly.
I think that's enough probably, but good questions, good. I can't wait to hear the updates on I can't wait for Destiny to make a character.
Yeah.
You'll know. It's a little difficult when there's two people in one console.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Well, thanks EA for the sponsorship. We appreciate it.
wish.
It's in the game.
Our dreams. I don't like that they don't say that anymore. When they're like EA Sports, and I'm like, it's in the game, and they don't say it at the
They
beginning.
do. It's like a crowd of people who say it, but it's really unclear. It's like really muddled.
Are y'all ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Set hot.
Hike.
Blue 42.
Yeah, do a football one. Okay.
Okay. Last we left off, our adventurers continued their day in Ursa Anore, with Emil continuing to chat with his mother, Maria Bach, while Loomis and Ellis decided to head out and break into the Bach home to destroy the plant they had seen there before. Finding their way inside, they came to the plant where they both succumbed to the voice calling out to them. Shaking it off, though, Ellis pulled out a bomb, and as he was tossing it, the voice called to him again. So instead of throwing it, he stuck his entire hand into the pedestal with the bomb, and Ellis took wave after wave of damage before finally coming to and sprinting out of the house with Loomis. The two headed back to the longhouse, cleaning up as best as possible, dropping by to get a little bakery item so they had an alibi. And as you all were headed back to the longhouse, you saw your previous companion, Helena, being dragged in by the guards of Ursa Anore. Helena, looking much more empowered than ever before, is now struggling about a block down the street from you all. Meanwhile, from the inside of the longhouse, Emil and Maria could hear the sounds of Helena being dragged into town. I guess you didn't know it was Helena, but you hear a commotion outside of the longhouse, and the two of you are making your way out to the commotion. Before we begin, though, you all also leveled up last session, so what did everyone get? Did everyone get anything exciting at level 8?
Mine's really fast, so I'll go first. I bumped my constitution all the way up to 20. So max out constitution, +5 modifier. That affected my hit points. So my hit points are all the way up to 92. But also constitution is my main stat. It's the main stat of the mutant. So it affected like my armor class and a thing called my mutant save, which I haven't used too much yet, but and my hit dice. I got more hit dice.
I took a level in Bard, so now I'm Bard 5, Warlock 3. Got obviously some more hit points. I got an extra 4th level spell slot. My Bardic Inspiration is up to a D8 now.
Hell yeah.
And and because of so I've had 4th level spell slots forever, but I've only had up to 2nd level spells to cast. I finally got a 3rd level spell.
Wow.
Okay. Nice.
I got an extra key point, so I can do hopefully more moves. And then I got 2 feats that are vampiric that I'm excited to show. Maybe this episode?
2?
Yeah.
2 feet?
Damn.
Well,
Yeah. Well, we did some homebrew stuff.
yeah, we did some switching of some things.
Just to add to the story.
Hey, just remember, you should always ask, It never hurts to ask. Yeah.
All right, let's go fuck some stuff up then.
Okay, so yeah, you all, Loomis and Ellis, you all see Helena kind of being dragged by guards. Emil and Maria is with you. You guys are kind of making your way across the longhouse and starting to see the commotion in the street. Does anyone do anything here from the get-go?
This is not good. What the fuck? Does Helena look different to you?
Yeah, she seems stronger. Which is like, where was that at before?
Well, part of me thinks, well, we obviously haven't seen the full extent of her power. I also feel like we ripped off a couple big band-aids, saying some certain names to her. We should find Emil. I have a feeling things about to break bad very quickly. So let's go snatch him up at the longhouse.
we go to the longhouse.
Can we have been like making our way
Yes.
that direction?
Yeah, you all connect again with Emil and Maria back in the longhouse, and you all are kind of making your way towards the like main exit or like main front entrance, the main entrance to the longhouse, to kind of go out into the street that way. Maria is definitely like jogging a little bit in front of y'all, kind of leaving the three of y'all to be able to talk with each other if you don't want Maria to hear you.
Yeah.
At this moment.
Well, I think we'll try and keep pace with her, and I'll say, Ellis, maybe you should try and talk to Helena with the sending stone to calm her down a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Everybody stay on your toes. I tap my finger to my ear, and I say, I kind of whisper. I'm not trying to like frighten her any more than she already is. I was like, Helena, it's Ellis. We're watching you currently being dragged through town. What's going on? What'd you do?
Kind of as you're sending this and making your way outside, you see that she's like trying to be detained still by these guards, and she's like throwing them off, and you hear her kind of like shouting, and now this is coming in like loud and clear in your sending stone, and she's shouting like, followers of service, you are an affront to Siloria. Your actions here will come to an end by my hand. And she's like throwing punches and like trying to get these guys off, and she seems unable to kind of respond to you at this moment.
I try to like break through a little bit. I assume it's completely not going to work at all, but in a very calming voice, I'm like, Helena, you are outnumbered. If you are wanting and willing to die here today, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to live, take a breath. We're making our way towards you. We just need you to kind of chill out.
Roll a persuasion check. High DC. It's gonna be high DC. Real high, because it's you. But someone else would be lower.
21.
You kind of like, as you're kind of getting like a better look at her, you can sense that she's definitely like at least taking your words in, but she definitely is not stopping what she's doing necessarily. And at the same time that this is kind of happening too, you also see Natasha coming from the lab with Dade and some guards. They're kind of like, we'll say like 2 blocks away, kind of coming down the road, as you all are headed towards this.
Can we get a general sense of direction of like where they're headed?
You get the idea that they were probably like headed towards the lab. Like that's the same direction. So like they were headed towards Natasha, but now Natasha's kind of like headed this way.
I turn to Emil and I go, whispering, like making sure that it's just only the 3 of us that can hear. Yeah, so we snuck into your mom's house.
Okay, good. And everything's fine, right? Everything's cool?
No, everything's very not cool. We blew up the pedestal. We blew up the plant.
Oh my god. Well, fuck. Are we in danger? Should we
Probably.
Well, I will say, nobody was home, so that's good. And did you hear a big boom go off?
I didn't hear anything, but listen, I'm actually glad you did that because my conversation with Maria was enlightening. We are out of time. We needed to destroy the plant. So great job getting it done. We wanted to know how fast they are approaching their plans. And soon, within the next year, they seem to think. So
that's bad.
Yeah, but listen, Helena's going to be a really valuable asset. I don't want to just abandon her. Maybe we can get her out of here. If
we can somehow get to her, the 4 of us can all teleport out of here. Wherever the fuck we go is wherever I don't know if we want to teleport back into the forest, because if we teleport to like fucking Venzor, will Helena like explode into ash?
Let's go to the Court of Outlaws. We're safe there.
No, but again, I want to go there, but Helena's never left this forest. She made it sound like she's not allowed to leave.
Either way, she's dead here, so we might as well take her.
I guess that's a fair point. I'm gonna say something obnoxious about how good the maple bars are really loudly so Maria can hear. And I stepped like a couple feet closer, and I was just like, I was 3 maple bars in, and some lady's getting dragged in here. Like, Gustav makes the best maple bars I've ever had. I want to go back and continue eating them.
You hear other people, like, who are now, like, congregating here as well to, like, see the commotion, like, yeah, the maple bars are good. I want some maple bars right now. That sounds delicious.
No, they're for me. I'm gonna go back and get them.
You're gonna eat all the maple bars? Little kid's like, that's so selfish of you, mister. Anyways.
You've never seen selfish until Ellis came into this town.
As you're kind of like shouting back at this crowd, you see now that Helena's kind of finally been like kneeled down in the street, and they're like bound her hands, and so she's at least like not swinging madly at these guards. Natasha now is in like speaking distance, so we'll say let's kind of set some scenes here. So there's a street before you all. You are kind of like the front of the longhouse. We'll say that Helena and the group of guards are about like 30 feet away from you all. Maria's like 10 feet in front of you all. And then, so you're kind of like to Helena's right. 30 feet in front of Helena would be like Natasha and Dade.
So Helena is between us and Natasha and Dade.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a triangle, but there's definitely like, yeah, a little.
And Maria's with us.
Yes, Maria's on y'all's side. As Helena gets like restrained and brought to the ground, you hear her kind of like call out again, not really shouting this time, but more like confidently speaking to like the town here. I feel his presence here now, and you who follow service would let him suck on you as he does to Drugala. I must find the leech and destroy it, lest it have a taste more of nectar. Natasha's now kind of like making a show of this a little bit and walking towards Helena. Ah, the great champion of Siloria. You've been on the run now for many centuries, protecting the groves in her name. Your crimes to Atorum were never forgotten, and you shall pay for them now. Guards, bring her to my lab. You have done well this night.
I kind of run up to Maria and like tug at her like arm, and I'm just like, hey, what the fuck? What's going on here?
It would seem that Natasha is trying to make a show of this. I know that Natasha's been looking for a champion in the woods here, someone to pay for the crimes of the old against her god.
Is this what y'all do here? Is this y'all? This is really barbaric. Like, you're not even gonna give her like a chance to like defend herself?
It's unfortunately a little complicated. I at least would like her to get this out of the street so it's not a show for everybody here. Natasha, what is the meaning of this? Take this to your lab, get this out of the street. And Natasha kind of calls out, I have captured a rat that's been festering in the forest for centuries. Today, they will die. All of you roll a perception check or insight to kind of get the different vibes around this group.
22.
12.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Emil and Ellis, you can definitely sense that, like, Maria's uncomfortable in this situation. You know, like, you've spoken with her, Emil, and know that, like, she's not... Like, she's somewhat on board, obviously, with this, like, Atorum stuff, but this is also, like, not necessarily what she signed up for, is to just, like, murder people in the street sort of thing. You sense, also, the two of you, that Dade is for whatever's happening. This, like, he's very much on Natasha's side of the situation, and then you also can very much sense that Natasha's, like, bloodthirsty, ready to kind of do what's needed, or what she wants to do, I guess, for her god.
I'll say, Maria, are you going that way? Are you going to go with them to the lab?
No, I don't. No, I don't want to go to the lab. No.
Maria, you know, I just heard a story recently about a person who was in a place where they felt like they belonged, and then because of one little thing about them, they were shunned and not welcome there. She's about to die. In a similar way to the way you were kicked out of the place you grew up in. This is not okay.
You see Maria kind of like nodding. She's like kind of regained, I think. You being here has definitely, I think, like bolstered something inside of her to sort of remember where she came from and like kind of remember the importance of Ursa Anore as not just this like haven for like these gods that are like wild and up here, but also like a haven for people of different walks of life. Natasha, what is the meaning? This isn't right. This is I don't know what crimes this woman did to your god or whoever in the past, but this town is not your stage, and all of those followers of all the goddesses are welcome here, whether we like it or not. That has been the way here for forever. And Maria's kind of like stepping out a little bit more, putting her feet down. Natasha speaks up. I grow tired of those who follow the goddesses. I don't like that they feel welcome here anymore, Maria. A statement should be made. And Dade kind of also speaks up, standing like side by side with Natasha. She is right, Maria. It is time for us to draw the line in the sand. And at this, you can definitely, with seeing Dade like stand side by side with Natasha, you can definitely sense that like that flipped a switch in Maria of some sort. Like, that's not okay. She is not right, Dade. This town has always been as welcoming as it can be to others. That does not change today, not while I live. And Dade sort of nods his head towards Natasha, like motioning her to take this, like all of this sort of like out of the streets. And they definitely are making a motion to move Helena that direction as well.
So they are moving away from us now, right? Because of like where we were in the triangle, they're getting farther away from us. They're dragging Helena away.
Yes, they are moving Helena away from you all.
Is there a crowd? Is there like a crowd around us?
Definitely, like many of the people from inside the longhouse have like gathered sort of like behind you all. Not a very big crowd, but then also like from, there's like some shops nearby, and there's like the people who are in the market around the longhouse. So there's definitely like, at least like a good like 30, 50 people watching this in various places.
I'll say quietly just to these two, if they're going to do something to Helena, make them do it in front of all these random people. And I'll turn to Loomis and say, do you think you can cut them off? Can you sneak around, do you think?
Like just stand in front of them?
Yeah, we'll come up behind. I don't think we should let them get to the lab.
I have an idea.
Okay.
And I go, see you later. And I clap my hands and I go invisible.
Nice.
In the midst of all this hubbub, while I'm invisible, I'd like to sneak up behind Dade.
Okay. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
Fabulous. 19.
Okay. Yeah, you sneak like through the crowd and kind of like get in between like all the guards, and you are right up next to Dade.
I pull out of my bag like a rock. Like it's like a small rock.
Okay.
And it's my heavy stone. And I want to slip the stone into like a pocket of Dade's, and as I like let go, I like activate it.
Okay.
And I want to like just like I almost want to like nail Dade to the ground, just like stop him in his tracks.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand. I don't think you get advantage on this.
I will use my last luck point.
Okay.
That was I can't tell if that's a 1 or it was a 7, but I'm gonna use the luck point anyway. Okay. 12 plus sleight of hand, which is 3, 15.
Okay, just meets it. Yeah, you're able to. Dade has kind of like a robe, but he has like some pouches like around him as well. But you're able to sneak it into like his robe pocket. And as you kind of like drop it and like sneak back out through the guards, you say like activate it mentally, or is there like a word?
Yeah, it's Babu.
You say that as you kind of like sprint a little bit, like do a little dash away, invisible still. And you all see Emil and Loomis back from like, you know, about 30 feet away. You're at the longhouse, and Ellis, you see this like right before you. You just see Dade like smack to the ground, like absolutely just like eat it, like
Great.
Face first into the ground, or like not like cartoonishly like flips onto his like side and just like absolutely hits the deck.
It's like he had a big old poop in his pants and it just like fell down. This happens to babies.
And then they're all like, all the guards are kind of like looking around on like high alert, and Natasha is like looking down at Dade, kind of like, what the fuck is going on here?
I'll turn, I guess, to Maria, but also just loud enough for the crowd that's gathered around us. And I'll say, "This is a great place. This is the most welcoming place I've seen for someone who looks like me. But at what cost?" I'll point over at Natasha. Natasha. They're about to just kill her, and you're all okay with this? I'll say to the crowd of people that have gathered. These people who you consider your leaders?
Roll a persuasion check.
I am the wrong person for this. It's a 20.
Nice.
A natural 20 for a 21.
Okay. With a natural 20, 21 total, you can see like some of the people that you've been like having dinner with recently over at Felicity's home. So like people who are definitely followers of like Siloria, or like definitely not Atorum or service followers. They're like kind of intermingled in the crowd, you know, not like all of them, but some of them, you know, work at market spots. Some of them have like come out from the longhouse. You see Johnny Carrot Seed as well, someone you've made friends with. You even maybe see Gramps, I don't know, maybe. But you see kind of some people you've made friends with the last 2 nights. Kind of, you know, they get like a little riled up at this, or like feel a little confident within the crowd, and you know, hear them call it like, "That's a champion of Siloria, like that's a gift from Siloria, we should help her." And you know, and other people are like, free her, and there's definitely some people, you know, starting to like cause a bit of a ruckus, like that's a sign, all these kind of statements.
While invisible, I like sneak kind of like a bit into like kind of the massive crowd, and I pull out my voice horn that can cast like thaumaturgy voice, and I in a very loud voice I go, "Capital punishment is a tool that the powers that be use to keep us all in line. Take the red pill."
Everyone's like, "You're right! Wow, this guy's right!" Loomis, do you do anything in this moment?
Standing still.
Loomis is just standing still, keeping their eyes on Natasha and what her movements are, while all these people are shouting and essentially in opposition to what she is wanting to do. I'm just really closely looking at seeing what her next move is.
Okay. With all this sort of rabble rousing, you can see sort of on the side of town that's like a little bit closer to where Natasha and Dade are at, you can see like people are starting to like poke their heads out from the doors, and there's definitely like a crowd that's, I won't say like a solid crowd that's like surrounding them or like blocking them in on that side, but there's definitely like some more people, and it wouldn't be so easy for them to just like march down the street. At this point as well, you can see that Helena is like trying to like has gotten back on her feet from being like thrust to the ground, but she's like unable to get out of her wraps or anything. But she's definitely back to sort of like struggling with the guards again.
I'm gonna go ahead and start approaching the guards and Helena.
Okay.
As Dade is like flopping on the ground, I guess.
Yeah. I think Natasha and him are like trying to like figure out how to like get him up, and they haven't quite figured it out yet.
I'm gonna start walking that way towards Helena and say, "You hear the people, release her."
Roll a either persuasion or intimidation check.
They're both bad. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's an 8.
Roll just a straight D20.
A 17.
Seeing you sort of like come into this town and like again exude maybe blind confidence here, Maria kind of like steps up to like to you as well. Yes, release her guards. This is not what we stand for here. And you see that the guards are like a little torn between like commands from Dade and commands from Maria, and then Natasha's kind of this third party that's like a wild card that they don't necessarily love, but obviously like got commands from to like bring in Helena. And they there's a lot of like confusion, and they have some conflicted feelings, and some of them start to draw their like weapons and sort of like create like a circle around Helena and Natasha and Dade, and like they're kind of making like they're not sure who to listen to. They're not sure who to take commands from. They know that like Dade, something just happened to him. Some of the guards, there's about like 7 of them. I'd say like maybe like 1 or 2 are like haven't taken out their weapons or are kind of unsure what direction to take and like what's about to happen. There's definitely like high tension in the air here. So much so that a storm cloud comes over top and thunder begins to roar in the background.
Perfect.
As it rains here in Texas.
I sneak up to Loomis and I whisper, "What do you think? We getting out of here, or we gonna try to fight this whole fucking town?"
I mean, I'm down to get out of here, but I think it makes sense we save Helena.
Emil, I imagine, still like a couple feet away, so like, I send to you, "Bud, what's the play here, dude?"
We have to try. I'll just say out loud. We have to try. There's no way you all in this town want this to happen. Dade, surely you don't want this to be your legacy, the reputation of this town. This is what you want? Champions of Siloria murdered in the streets?
How does this rock work? Does it like, I imagine they can't lift it, but like if they were to like cut the pocket out from the robe, like would that work? I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's similar to like a ring of weight.
Okay.
Just like it is like it's whole. It probably bought me like, you know, a minute or something, but I imagine that once they find that it's just a rock, he can somehow cut away or wiggle around it.
Okay. At this point, I think they've taken out a dagger and cut away the rock, and Natasha and Dade sort of stand up. I think the time has come in this town that we draw a line. There's clearly a divide. If my legacy is that those who follow Siloria are no longer welcome, that would not destroy me by any means. And you can see now that like Natasha and Dade are definitely like ready to fight, if you will.
How far away are we from them?
I'd say like there's kind of a circle of guards that have 7 guards are kind of like surrounding Helena, Dade, Natasha. You are kind of closest to the Helena side and probably like 10 feet from Helena and probably 30 feet from Dade and Maria. No, sorry. Dade and Natasha. I think, though, hearing kind of Dade take this stance and Maria, again, being, like, reminded of, like, what the city really means, you see Maria, like, raise her hands and push them forward, and a wind wall is created that, like, pushes all of the guards, like, out from around like this circle and creates like a barrier between Helena and Dade and Natasha. So she's like basically like pushing this group that's like going after Helena like away and kind of like creating a barrier so that way it's like no one's gonna draw blood right now kind of thing.
Great. When that happens, I will run up to Helena and like get down. Is she hurt?
She's definitely, like, been, like, bruised and cut and stuff, but mostly just, like, her hands are tied still.
With one of my twisted roots, I'll just, like, try and slice through that bond while I talk to her and say, the evil here that you're seeking has been destroyed. These people, for the time being, are powerless. Helena, we gotta get out of here. You're done for.
Most excellent news to hear that. I am glad that you are here and that we are... apparently have some people on our side to get us out of here. I'm ready to go.
I'll grab her hand and start running over towards Loomis and I can't see Alice because it's invisible. Towards Loomis and Maria and say, Maria, things are gonna get really bad here when they find out that this is not the most dramatic thing to happen today. I don't want to go into any more details than that, but we are leaving. I don't know that you're gonna be okay here when we're gone. Are you gonna be in danger or what? And I'll go ahead and start taking out the teleportation box.
I don't know what the rest of the day has in store, and certainly this is not great looking on my part, I suppose, but I can't leave here, not in this state. It has been so good to see you, Emil, and I thank you for our talks. This town has turned into something it has not been what I have wanted it to be recently, and you reminded me of that.
It doesn't have to stay that way.
I have to stay here to change it.
If I find anything in the Elderwood, I will let you know.
I look forward to hearing from you again.
I'll take out the box and say, Loomis, where is Ellis? We have to leave. Are they pissed off, like on the other side of the wind wall? Do they look violent?
They look pissed off, but I don't think Dade is necessarily, like, ready to, like, strike down his wife necessarily at this point, so they seem to kind of, like, be gathering themselves. It is a wind wall, so it's up still for, like, it's been 30 seconds, so you got like 30 more seconds, I'd say, of the wind wall like still being up.
As you call out for me, I like pop back into visibility, like right next to you. I go booga booga booga.
No, I pushed the button on accident.
And after I pop back in, I'm just like, are we outie?
I think so. Helena,
cool.
We have found out so much. We could use your help. Do you want to come with us?
It is still my duty to protect the three of you.
Simple yes or no. We don't have time.
Yes, I will be coming with you.
Great. Touch this box.
As I'm like reaching towards the box, I want to look like through the wind wall. Can I see Natasha? Like, is like Natasha looking at us?
Yes.
Cool. I want to look at her and smile real big anime style and wink as I cast Minor Illusion, and a tiny black feather falls on her head. And I go, let's boogie! And I slap all our hands down on the box.
We are aiming, I guess just wielding the box. We're aiming for, I was going to say the Court of Outlaws. Like the hideout.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool with me, man.
All right. Roll a D100.
Oh, shit. I forgot my dice today. Can someone else roll a D100 for me?
You got it. That's a 92.
All right.
Let's go, baby.
As you all get slurped up into the box, and all four of you get slurped up into the box to be teleported. Your kind of fading vision is of those who were kind of rabble-roused and those who followed Siluria, surprisingly standing with Maria despite her being a follower of service, as they kind of prepare for whatever that standoff might be as you all leave. And as you Doctor Who style go flying through time and space or whatever, I don't know, I've actually never seen Doctor Who, you all land in the cave perfectly of the Court of Outlaws. The cave with the slight opening in the ceiling, the water trickling down, dripping down onto the trees that have grown inside this very tall cave. And Helena is indeed by your side, not looking like she's disintegrating or anything like that. She is perfectly fine and dandy right next to you all.
Does she still look glowy and buffer?
She does look empowered still, yes.
Glowy and buffer.
So yes, she is glowy and buffy.
Glowy and Buffy.
Greetings, weary traveler. Rest by this fire as I bring good tidings from the This Could Get Dicey headquarters. We have a new Patreon subscriber. Are you kidding me? Shelby, thank you so much. This is incredible news. Welcome to the fold. Our little group of little bandits is growing so strong. Our numbers so wide. Thank you so much, Shelby. It really means the world. If you are interested in joining our Patreon, you can hit up www.patreon.com/TCGDpod. We got some tiers. We got some options. Pick someone that's right for you. If you don't feel like joining our Patreon, that's all good too. Share the podcast with a friend. Tell somebody about it. Post it on your social media. Anything helps. If you don't feel like doing that, you can leave a little review on your podcast app. You can go to Apple Podcasts on your little iPhone and write something, and I'll read it out loud on the podcast, and that'd be really cool. You can check out our website, tcgdpod.com. You can check out our Instagram and TikTok at tcgdpod. You can, just keep enjoying the show. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Thank you. Let's get back to this episode. This episode's crazy. The second we, I realized that we are in the Court of Outlaws. Are there other, members of the court, here when we kind of, slam into, to the middle of it?
Yes. No one that you've, seen before.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're definitely oh, God, hello? I mean, they know somewhat of you all, but...
I, start clapping really loud, and I go, whoa, baby! That's what I'm fucking talking about! That's how the inner circle does it! That's how the rookies do it! And I go up to the people we don't know, and I'm like, high fives! I start trying to high five everybody. I'm like, Court of Outlaws, baby! Hell yeah, y'all!
We stole a whole person, a whole champion. We stole them, brought them here.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
That ruled, y'all. We fucking killed that shit. Holy shit, a bomb blew up in my fucking face 15 minutes ago.
Loomis out loud to whoever's in this hall is just, or wherever, is Elizabeth here?
Oh, not right now. Someone just says. And then someone else is like, we should start drinking to our fellow comrades. Success.
Fuck yeah! I didn't even know if this was like an official Court of Outlaws mission we were on, really. We just, damn, I'm sure, I'm sure we can look
Someone's like, who fucking cares? And, like,
everything we do. We are the Court of Outlaws.
The spigot off of the cask and starts just like pouring beers. So yeah, the like handful of people that are kind of in this area as you all land are passing around some brown ales as per usual, the only ales of existence in all of Drugala. And you see Helena kind of like gathering herself, dusting herself off a little bit, and taking in the wonders of like a completely new locale that she's not seen before, or perhaps hasn't seen in 1,000 years, sort of thing. And she kind of like, is catching some of like the water in her hands from the ceiling and feeling it and just sort of taking in the wonder.
Helena, what happened?
Yeah, fool. We told you not to come in until we called you. You kind of just busted in.
They found me. I was out on the hillside weaving baskets and meditating with my squirrel friends as I said I was going to do, and I was dwelling on the names that you had told me about, Emil, and as I was pondering them, my goddess, she reached out to me and lifted a veil or unlocked something within me. I can't quite explain it, but I felt renewed and no longer lost, as if it was my time. It was my time. And as I was sitting there, unfortunately, one of the baskets rolled down the hill, as they do.
Yep.
And I had to go down the hill to go get the baskets, obviously. And it was like that. Do you remember that scene in Lord of the Rings? I think it's either the second one or the third one where Frodo has to roll down the hill, and then he has to. But he has a really nice cape that camouflages into the rocks. I don't have that.
You got big ass armor on, yeah.
I have big ass armor, so it's like clink, 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 rolling down the hill. Anyways, the guards were still at the gate, but they certainly saw my commotion, unfortunately, and I tried to scurry away, but they came out and captured me. I knocked out a few along the way, but yes, that is what happened. I apologize that the basket sort of blew everything up.
Hey, it all worked out.
Actually, it was the bomb that blew everything up, I think. Like
yes, tell me more.
A literal bomb, you're saying?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So, quick recap. Loomis and I, Born Identity spy super stealthy snuck into the Bach household. We totally got tempted by the plant again and tried to work its magic on us. But we blew that shit up. We blew up the plant. We blew up the pedestal. The Ursa Anore plant site taken out. Dunzo bunzo.
Most excellent. So you've destroyed this. Have you destroyed any other pedestals or plants?
One.
You really?
That was like
just that's two. That's two more than have been destroyed in the past 1,000 years. I feel like
that is great. I mean, questions arise of how many there might be out there in the world. Did you find any more information on that?
No.
Yes.
We did?
Well, we have some leads. Before we set off a bomb, we found some letters addressed to Dade.
Oh.
And we have some initials. Now, they are just letters. So, we have a lot to learn still. But we have letters written to Dade. There's an S, there's a G, there's an R, there's a TH somewhere. I'm thinking Sarah, Gunther, Robert, and Teresa.
What is TH? TH has to be a location. Are there any places in the world with the initials TH?
Yeah, go ahead and roll like probably just straight intelligence to kind of remember if there's any place.
16.
12.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Nice. So smart. So smart.
With my
Loomis,
plus 0.
Marty.
Loomis and Ellis, you all kind of like fire through all the towns that you can remember here in Ice-Rune, and you know that there is the town of Therinhill, Tharanhil.
Destiny thought that was a person. That's why last time I was like, doesn't someone have the initials of TA?
It is a town, which you remember back in Vinzor that you like met some people who were the representatives from Therinhill.
I see where my confusion lies. Okay.
Yes.
And then the person who signed that letter was an S, right?
There was a S, there was an R, and there was a G, I believe.
Because the S could be Silas.
Oh, easy, duh.
Yeah.
Cross that one off.
Sorry, the S could be Silas. Because we know he's in
No,
some
I'm
shit.
looking at Becky's face right now.
Silas is one of the ones... Sorry, Silas is the son of Sophia Hallifer?
Yes,
making
he
this
is
shit up?
the son to the representative of Vinzor.
Yeah, he's the one who was in with Raya, right?
Yes, he like Misty stepped or like
Yeah.
dimension doored or whatever away with Raya.
It's all connected.
Raya's definitely the R.
And I mean, like, I think wasn't her letter like kind of the creepy one? What was? Can you recite? Do you remember off the top of your head? Wasn't that one like send a piece of their butt, dude? I want to examine it.
Yes, Raya's letter was, would something beyond blood be possible? A specimen, perhaps? Even just a finger will do. Send a next shipment to my great delight.
Oh, to my
Great.
great delight. That's so sick. Okay.
What a freak.
That's a great sign-off. Okay.
All right, I just want to kind of relish this moment. We're fucking killing it right now. We are absolutely fucking killing this. And I have no idea who the G is. I'm drawing a blank, but hey, 3 out of 4.
The G is Granic Valum, right? The benefactor to the Court of Outlaws. Wait, we gotta talk quietly though, because he kind of funds this place a little bit, I think. Granic, he's the one who's been so interested in the mechanical humanoids, the books, the tomes that we collected. This is why. I mean, this is part of it.
That's the one you sussed out in that place at the
party, at the ball, the Halloween ball.
4 for 4, motherfucker! Let's go! Squirrels, Foolies!
We are connecting some dots here, and that's awesome. I can't help but feel that the last couple times we've left some loose ends that are going to come back to haunt us eventually. We've got Silas out there, Raya out there. Now we've got Natasha and
Whose
Dave.
fault is it about Raya?
Well, not trying to go that far back.
Hold on. Remember what I just said to relish in the moment? This is all tomorrow's problem.
Are you sure? Because Raya could be here right now.
You like
Can
look
we
around,
have a moment of peace?
and you look around, and the people who are like drinking for like celebration or whatever are just like, yo ho, one outlaw's life for me. Singing the pirate song. Not paying any mind at all to like you all or what they're even celebrating. There's like a reason to drink. Fantastic.
So, something that, do we have reason to believe that there might be a plant site in Vinzor then? That makes like total sense, right? Right?
Possibly. Right? I think Therinhill is the next strongest thing lead.
Therinhill seems like 3 Skull, like the main hub, like skip straight to the end of the campaign shit, like defeat Ganon.
I mean, I could just put the Citrine delegation on alert. They helped me kind of figure out my abilities. They may have some vested interest in this to like look around Vinzor, do some digging. We also haven't told anyone what we found out about Silas and the potential corruption in the Vinzor government. Like, Nobody knows that but us.
Yeah, we should really find out where Elizabeth is.
Yeah,
also,
we need an adult.
No offense, Helena. Helena can't live in this cave.
No, Helena's with us.
This is like-
She's with us now. We are being
She's,
guided
like,
by
in
the
the
light
moss.
of Siloria.
Making like moss angels.
I as she's making moss angels, I kind of like whisper to the group, and I'm like, "Do we want Helena to be with us like permanently?" I'm not gonna lie, I think Loomis and I and hey, Emil, good job keeping your mom distracted. We've proven to be very good at subterfuge, and I point at Helena, who her armor is like clanking in the moss, and I'm like, she doesn't necessarily scream subterfuge.
That's true. I think
But she does scream like final battle.
we should at least bring her with us. I've got some information for you that I haven't had a chance to share about the Elderwood. And I explain the whole situation with the three goddesses opening up a doorway in the Elderwood to so that there could be some like Fey influence here in this plane after the era of the Lost. Right? Did I have that all correct?
Yeah.
And that's where Drees blood come from. So I say all that. And I say, so I actually, in addition to still potentially finding a cure for Drees blood, not giving that up yet, which is in the Elderwood. That cold month is coming up where it's going to be blooming. But also, there may still potentially be some kind of lingering something there that can give us an upper hand in this upcoming conflict with Atorum. The goddesses went there before for a reason. Maybe there's something there for us that could be helpful in this fight. So bringing Helena there might also be good for us.
Okay. So are we thinking that's like kind of next destination? I mean, how long until this is supposed to be in bloom, right? Like, are we gonna go there and like wait a month or like?
It's gonna take a while to find it. I think it's at least another month until it's in bloom, right? Because we're in the end of like okay. So maybe it's not our next stop because we could time it up to go when the indigo magnolia is in bloom.
I do like that idea. Look, I'm going to say this out loud just so I can get it out of my head so I can stop thinking about it. Obviously, y'all could shoot me down. But how cute would it be? We've sort of been kind of already used Mistfall as kind of like a home base, right? We've already kind of made 3 friends and gotten them jobs. Imagine if we got Helena a job at the Squirrel's Folly. I mean, think about it. Hold on, think about it. Like, Mistfall's like perfect for Helena. She loves the forest. She loves nature. The whole town's a big tree. We get her a job there. Imagine Helena in an apron over the armor.
Maybe, I mean, you're right. Maybe we could hook her up if there's anyone there already worshiping Siloria. We can hook her up with them. But also, I don't know. She's quite an asset. I would hate to leave behind a really powerful asset when we could really use her. I know that she makes us less sneaky, but I don't know that we're going to out-sneak anything in the Elderwood. But probably in Therinhill we could. I don't know.
Well, hold on. We also just like rescued Helena from having her agency taken away from her, and now we're all just deciding what she will do. Helena, what do you want to do? You say you haven't left the forest in like 1 billion years, and now, Kate, you're out of that forest.
You see that she's been like now sitting up and like speaking with all the or like trying to commune with all the critters, and she's like covered in like snails and caterpillars and stuff. Well, my mission as of late has been to protect you all. I'm not sure I did such a great job of that, but together you have awakened me. I suppose my mission is to continue to root out evil, specifically the evil of that which is rising. If you all are on a a plan to root out this evil, then I would be would come along if you would have me. If you would rather me not come along, I could always be on standby. I could always go back to the forest and patrol there, as that seems to be a high point of evil and such, perhaps. And I'm sure Siloria put me there or kept me there for some reason, but I could not know for certain on that front. I am your sword to do with which you all would find helpful.
Honorary Foolie. Unofficial 4th member. JV Squad.
I am honored.
QB2.
BT. Oh, we're back.
We're back. No, she's totally our O-line. She's our O-line for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Helena, we at the very least should bring you to Mistfall. It's right down the road, and I really want to hear you talk to these robots we found. I want to hear a conversation between the 4 of you.
I don't know what a robot is, but if you would have me speak with them, I shall do so.
I turn to some of the grunts that are singing, and I go, does anybody know where Elizabeth is? Or where she went?
They're probably getting kind of sloshed at this point. They're like, yeah, Elizabeth's probably in town or something. I don't know. She's been in the library a lot recently. Not our library, because we don't read or something.
Hey, don't be so down on yourself. It's never too late to pick up a new hobby. Y'all are kind of just sitting around right now.
I can read, okay?
I'm sure you can. Hold on really quick. What's your name, bud?
I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy, I feel like you're projecting a bit right now.
No, you are.
You're right, Jeremy. I am projecting. Good luck with everything. I'll see you never. Turning back to the group, I'm like, all right, well, I think we have a direction.
Yeah, we have a direction. We can go to Mistfall, but also it occurs to me too, Loomis, that you've come back from this most recent trip just irrevocably changed. You are a different person than you thought you were.
I mean, I feel like I'm still the same person. Nothing has really changed. I'm still hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, but you were a different person than you thought you are right now.
Loomis has a nosebleed. Does that matter to either of y'all?
No, you're still Grumpy Pants McGee, but I do think it's important that we dive into kind of as much info as we can. I don't think we should ignore that. Obviously, you're your own person or whatever. I don't expect you to just take up the sword for a Torum, and if you do, I'll be real mad at you. But we should definitely learn more about that. Now, granted, the one person who knew the most information.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of blew that.
Yeah, persona non grata for real.
Maybe someone who's that far gone sanity-wise, they could be kind of unpredictable if General Avondale comes back and is seeking information or wanting to give information. I don't know. It may not be a completely shut door.
I mean, I'm not shutting it, but I'm not going back there anytime soon. Doesn't make sense right now. I would be lying to you if I'm not nervous if, I guess, the veil that was lifted from Helena doesn't happen to me.
I was wondering that kind of same thing. Maybe you're going to get all buff and glowy.
Maybe. I feel like it would have happened there with Dade and Natasha and more followers there, but you never know.
Well, yeah, I did really bring this up right now, too, because I thought about, what's going to trigger Avondale to come out? If that's going to be, are you going to have a veil lifted or whatever? And you were known for weeding out Silurian sentries, 1,000 years ago. That's kind of, you were picking them off. So is spending a lot of time with a champion of Siloria gonna do something to you? You already didn't like her, so that was like inherent.
I don't know. Say, gotta fuck around and find out, I guess.
Just be open with us if something does start to happen.
Okay.
Cool. Y'all wanna head to Mistfall?
To Mistfall.
You all head out from the Court of Outlaws hideout with Helena in tow.
On the way.
And
On the way from the Court of Outlaws to Mistfall. I'm going to keep an eye out for Gertrude, because this is where we abandoned her. Was between the Court of Outlaws and Mistfall.
Was that the
Right.
horse that was attached to the wagon?
How dare you?
Yes.
Yes, there was the horse.
Okay.
How dare you forget?
I'm keeping an eye out to see if I see a wild horse that reminds me of Gertrude.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
I'll do it on screen so you know I'm not lying.
Oh my god. A natural 20. Oh my god.
Getting a natural 20 doesn't guarantee that she's here.
No. No, it doesn't. You all make your way through the woods with Helena in tow, and as you're walking through the woods, it's been raining all day here as well, and there's some mud on the ground, and you see a horse print, a hoof print from a horse.
You see a horse print of
It's a whole horse.
like a like a dead body outline.
Yeah, it's a whole horse in the mud. Gertrude laid
crater.
down.
You see hoof tracks. That's what those are called. Tracks in the mud. Yeah. And
Helena,
you all...
help me follow this.
Oh my god. You follow it for about like 20 minutes. It's definitely like leading you a little bit astray from the path to Mistfall. But then it disappears, the water washing it away.
Helena, you almost became the 5th member of the Squirrel's Foolies. We almost got our 4th one back. Ooh, crazy.
I will look for this Gertrude if you so wish it.
Yes, please.
Well, come with us. I mean, let's go to Mistfall first, but maybe because you don't sleep, right?
I don't know in this empowered state what sleep I might need or not need. I guess we'll find out tonight.
Okay.
That could be your side mission. Find a horse that you think would be named Gertrude.
And with that, you all head towards the gates of Mistfall, and we will end there for today's episode.
We are so good at Dungeons and Dragons.
Damn, dog. What a great...
High score, combo breaker.
Things got a little dicey there.
We are one episode away from the big 6-0. Can you believe it? I cannot. Be sure to follow us on all the things, and be extra sure to check out our Instagram for a cool giveaway we got going on, and to stay tuned for our next episode coming out August 21st. Bye!